Here at the Flying Pig. My hip's hurt. It's 40 degrees, but everybody's in a good mood. And here we go. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. That was 2 days ago. Nobody wants to hear about my failure of my Flying Pig marathon run. Empty. So I must have missed my invitation to the YouTube summit in New York City last week, which doesn't surprise me. I only have 41 subscribers and 15-20 views if I'm lucky, sometimes more if I'm riding my tractor. But pretty surprised about who they invited. They invited the same vloggers that they keep promoting and pretty much ignoring the money makers of YouTube. And I don't mean like the PewDiePies. They're trying to get away from him, even though he's got like 10 billion subscribers or something crazy. And they're trying to push Kevin Hart, Ellen DeGeneres, and Katy Perry on their advertisers, which is kind of moving away from what YouTube is. But the people that they chose to ignore, the gun people, the live off the land people, the farmers, the homesteaders, and the mechanics. And I mean, I think the last one, mechanics, is something that they completely ignore. Phew, it looks dreary back here, don't it? Every time I need to work on something and I don't know how to do it, I go to YouTube every single time, and I'll look at those views. It's simple, something as simple as changing oil on a motorcycle, and it'll be like 50,000 views or 100,000 views. Do you think those people got invited to the YouTube summit? And those are important things because people go to them. Everybody goes to them. People that don't know how to do it, people with no mechanical knowledge, people that need to know, people that can't go to their mechanic shop. That sort of stuff is important, and YouTube's completely ignoring how important those channels are. And by leaving them out of the summit, it just says that, you know, that they'd rather have Kevin Hart than someone to show them how to fix the brakes on their car when they can't afford to take it to a mechanic, or they want to learn how to do it themselves so they can be more self-sufficient. I need to go over my buddy Nova Church's channel and see if he got invited to Brandcast, the YouTube summit, and because, you know, he's a up-and-coming YouTuber, growing daily, great vlogs. But I'll have to go check. Just hold on. Some of the most exciting news, though, that's happened recently on YouTube is that Phil DeFranco has announced that he's going to start a news show. And I said long ago that because of all the distrust that people have in the mainstream media news shows, that there's going to be new news channels pop up. And Phil DeFranco, who considers himself a libertarian, but he really has more objective views, he's more pro-government than most libertarians are. He's probably the right guy for it. If you listen to his podcast with Joe Rogan, I don't know if they filmed it or not, but listen to the podcast with Joe Rogan, you'll be like, guy's pretty fair, and he's really interested in making sure the sources and quotes are correct, that he's not going to put out fake news if you don't trust the sources. So that's pretty exciting, and if anything, it's just the tip of the iceberg of the new news medias that's going to exist. Oh yeah, these is Angus's sunglasses. I found them and I said, hey, who's these? These are mine. I'm like, these are mine now. These are cool. But anyway, I'll give you a quick rundown about my Flying Pig experience. Flying Pig's always a great run. It's the only one run I want to do every year on top of everything else. I got 2 Sparta races coming up in July. I got ahead of myself though. I digress. I started out sore, as I said at the beginning of the video. My knees and hips were sore because I had worked 3 nights night shift this week, and I was the lead, so I spent 3 nights in steel-toe boots on my feet 12 hours at a time. So Friday morning when I got off work, I was really sore, and I took a lot of Advil and some hot Epsom salt baths trying to loosen up my muscles. But I probably shouldn't have tried to run the marathon Sunday, but I did. You know, I wasn't planning on setting no records. I was going to try to beat last year's marathon record. But anyway, the first 21 miles wasn't bad. I I wasn't really trying to break no records, but it kept saying, my app kept saying that I could finish the marathon in about 4 hours, 2 minutes, 4 hours, 5 minutes, 3 hours, 59 minutes. It kept bobbing around there, and I thought, huh, the last 5 miles of the Flying Pig Marathon is pretty flat. I can probably make up that time. I was feeling pretty good. The first 20 miles, I wasn't tired, a little sore, and I had, got a couple spasms here and there, but I was like, I could push myself through this. And when you run a lot, you learn these little secrets to keep yourself pushing. Like, I can just run to this next brick wall, or if I can just run past that next runner, or look at these people slowing down on this hill and I'm not. There's little mental mind games to keep yourself going. And it said that there was an article written by some special forces guy that says, when you think you're done, you got 60% more. I kept trying to, I remember that. And got to areas that I read last year. I remember in the marathon where I was wore out by this point. I still felt good. I'm like, I've got this, And I hit the 21-mile mark, and it goes under off of Columbia Parkway down to Red Bank Road. It goes under this little underpass, and as soon as I hit that underpass, I had a spasm on my right leg that it felt. I almost thought like I tripped over something. It hurt so bad, my leg just gave away. There was a concrete pillar there, and I grabbed a hold of that concrete pillar and stopped for a second and let the spasm go by, and I thought, well, I'll just walk it off a little bit and try to run again. But every time I try to run, I'd get the same pains and same spasms in my right leg, and got to where it was concentrating on the top of my hip and my knee, and I thought, man, this is not good. And I had all that antibiotics over the winter for this bronchitis, and you start thinking, especially when you're in pain, you're like, man, I hope I didn't ruin my tendon, so I don't want to hurt myself, And but I got to say, everybody in the Flying Pig, all the runners would stop, they'd see me, because I've been running with the same group of people for 21 miles. You kind of get to know each other, and you give each other encouraging, you got this kind of stuff, and when people's hurting, you try to help them. And same people did try to help me, and I got to one water stop and limped myself in, and this older lady asked me if I was all right, and I said, yeah, I'll be all right. She said, I ain't buying that. Just gave me this big old hug, and I was like, I needed that, yeah. But I wasn't gonna do a DNF. I was gonna finish, and I limped and tried to run and limp and run and hurt. And that last mile though, I'm like, F this, I'm running. And I run the last mile in pain and grimace. And came in 5:05. I'd been hoping for a 3:59. Came in, almost more than an hour and 6 minutes later than I wanted, which was disappointing. But it happens. But I, took a bunch of Advil. I feel all right now. I want to keep an eye on. I got two Spartan runs back to back in July. They're only 5 miles. I don't think I'll have any problems then. And I got a big relay race in October, but I'm gonna train a lot more. It's hard to train for a Flying Pig because you really need to be training in the winter, and I had bronchitis back in the winter, so I did not want to go outside and run. And we all know I hate the treadmill. But anyway, that's the story of the Flying Pig. Sorry everybody had to put up my running videos, and then I failed so badly. Anyway, that's it.